So brothers, please look at this is Akhbar Al-Fadl, which is their major newspaper they use to educate their people. Date is 24th of January 1931, and this is on page number 10, and the number of this whole volume is 86 and 87. Now I read the reference. It says that आज तक के मुसलमानों में से किसी ने भी ये बात हजरत सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम की शान के मुतल्लिक बयान नहीं की. Which बात? He says that no Muslim has ever said this about Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. What? They are two bases. They are two advents. This reference is telling us that no Muslim has ever said this. And Razi was trying to say, Shah Waliullah said, Falan said, this said. He was just lying. Because their own official newspaper is telling you that no Muslim has ever said this, that they are two advents of Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Now, you may be thinking, what is the implication? Let me read you the implication. I displayed this in the beginning as well, but let me read for you. This is Ruhani Khazain, volume 7, page number 62. It says, मगर वो बातें जो मदारे ईमान हैं, जिनको कबूल करने और जानने से एक शख्स मुसलमान कहला सकता है, वो हर जमाना में बराबर शाये होती रहती हैं. Mirza Sahib is telling us a principle. Razi says usul. The usul of Mirza Sahib here is, he says that those things upon which the belief is dependent, they are continuously published in all times and all ages. Right? Now look at the premise A. Listen everybody carefully. Premise A. Those things on which Iman is dependent, they are published in all time and all ages. That's premise A. Premise B. They have accepted that no Muslim has ever said about the two advents of Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So what is the conclusion? It is all rubbish what they are saying. This is their own principle. Okay, this is their own principle. Go and verify all of that. They have invented a worse lie in the history. And by the way, I also have one reference from Mirza Sahib. Inshallah, I'm gonna say on with full responsibility. He said, I'm just paraphrasing that one. He said that it is enough for something to be lie that nobody has said that before. Listen again. It is enough for something to be a lie that nobody has said something before. So if you look at this one, according to their own usul and principles, they are lying to the people. Number one. Number two, Razi was always saying usul hadith. Blah. When I asked him the question that which book of usul hadith you trust, did he name any book? Did he name any book? This is called deception. They are just coming.
No. What he said was that, oh yeah, they're there, but we don't agree with everything in them.
Exactly.
So we pick and choose all the usuls.
Exactly. Now I tell you the usul of hadith. The Ahmadi writers follow the following hadith. Their usul is, if something can serve their purpose, it doesn't matter if it is da'if, it is maudu, whatever, use it. And if something is not serving their purpose, even in the Bukhari, if it does not serve their purpose, reject it.
They will reject it.
Like this is called inconsistency.
La Mahdi illa Isa, by the consensus of muhaddithin, is da'if. Okay? Muslim muhaddithin using their
Adnan Bhai, let me educate people what I just said. Mirza Sahib, people listen very carefully. The greatest dalil, evidence Mirza Sahib has given for his messiahship, that hadith about the eclipse of sun and the moon, and that one is found in Dware Kutni. Okay, and no one has authenticated that hadith. He used that hadith, number one, because it could serve the purpose of Mirza Sahib. And guess what? When he used that hadith, he could not even fulfill that hadith either. Then he has to change the concept of the hadith
you
as
know
well.
you know
What
you
is
know the
this?
game they play. You know the game they play in this, yeah, because to them, because Mirza is a prophet, he is hakam and adal. Basically, he can authenticate any daif maudu hadith from the collection of hadith. So that's the game they play when it comes to usulul hadith and authenticating hadith. But the point is, can Mirza forge hadith out of nowhere is the question. Okay. uh, let's say Mirza for them is a prophet, and they believe he's a prophet, they believe that, right? So he can authenticate anything for them. But the question is, can Mirza bring out a hadith from nowhere, just make it up, just forge it, and then attribute it to Bukhari, or attribute information to Tafsir ibn Kathir, and it's not there. It's not there. This is where they die, spiritually speaking. This is where their death is. You know why? Because this is what embarrasses them. Just like he demonstrated a few minutes ago when we asked him about the hadith. Clearly, he knew where the question is going. He knew what I'm asking, and he was not giving an answer. I asked him, did Mirza say these words? Mansoor, remember how difficult it was for him to give a straight answer to that question? You remember that? When I was
That
asking?
seems to be a pattern, a regular pattern of every single Ahmadis. I mean,
Yes.
this must be a part of their training when they are
Yeah,
initiated in this cult. That do not directly answer anything, just waffle. That must be the first teaching they get. I mean, this is throughout every single Ahmadi that we are, whether it's online in a social media other platform other than streams like this. Every single one of them.
yeah, the
Subhanallah. I asked
kings of
You see,
waffling.
what is the biggest form of intellectual attack against the Christians? What do you think? What is the biggest source that goes against them?
Their Bible.
The Bible. The Bible. You see, with the Qadianis, their kryptonite is Mirza Ghulam Ahmad Qadiani's writings.
Yeah.
Okay, his writings are the biggest disaster for them. That's why they don't want to go there. They're full of contradictions, lies, and confusions. So that's why they don't want even the Qadianis to read his books. Okay.
Adnan bhai, I just want to mention, because inshallah the stream is to educate other people as well. Okay,
Yeah.
I just want to mention 2 points. Mirza Sahib, he said that give me 5 concessions so I can prove my messiahship. So he wants from us 5 concessions. Number one, he said, let me interpret the Quran the way I want. Number one. Number two, let me pick and choose the hadith. I can reject the whole Bukhari, and I can reject everything, and I will pick and choose. Number two. And number three, he wants us to allow him to use the writings of Sufia, saints, which have no basis in the Quran. And number four, even those ahadith which he accepted about a Messiah, for example, that he will be having the two piece of cloth on him, those zard chadre, okay? He says that I want to even give my meanings. And we all know he has two disease. One was headache, and the other one was about urinating. He said that I will give the meaning that the two clothes of Isa alayhi salam are my two disease. Look at the mockery of hadith. And number five, he wants us, they are playing a game. He's a hakam and adal. First, you need to prove him hakam and adal. After that, you can give him the right. So they are doing the other way around. Now, look at this one. If you give these 5 things to anybody, number one, interpret the Quran the way you want. Take hadith, reject hadith the way you want. Interpret the hadith the way you want. Do the tawil of the hadith the way you want. Take from the Sufia whatever you want. If you give these 5 concessions to anyone, this person can prove the Messiah.